So hello guys, another commentary today, and this is actually just after the Frostbite recording, and I'm here yet again with...
Cat!
And we're watching the second part, The Children of Winter. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is the Blitz, obviously. Well, I wish that was done a little better, but okay. We'll roll with it, Danny. Oh wow, what's going on here?
Ooh.
Oh, is this going to be espionage shit? Holy shit, man. Oh, he's in a tuxedo, holy shit!
He's fancy! Like James Bond.
Oh, bollocks.
Yeah, the whole concept behind, well, one of the ideas behind Daniel is that he's just like, he's a spy that everyone thinks he's good, but he's really not good. He's a failure.
Beauty. Ready or not, Mr. Newman.
Oh, you beauty! This was done in multiplayer, though. This was hard. Oh, the Blitz, the bombs are falling. I wish it was done a little bit better, but there's not much I can do about that.
Yeah.
This character is only minor, but I think RedactedGhost Broadcast did such a good job playing this character.
Well, if that's how you want to play it, Mr. Newman, that's how we'll play it.
Boom!
Uh-oh.
Oh well, he's dead. The end. That's the end of this story.
That was it.
That was quick.
Good one, roll the credits.
Oh, fuck's sake, he's alive still.
Looking for this, Mr. Carlin?
I should probably point out, RedactedGhost Broadcast here actually has his own series as
Give
well.
up now. Churchill
yeah?
knows that the
Yeah,
war made
really
the
good as well, actually.
If you give up now, there will be a fair
After
trial.
all, these a try.
Give up!
I'm just
Are you
advertising
serious?
all these Minecraft.2
I
series
must
to
say,
you.
Mr. Carlin,
Now you've got too much to
no
watch.
reason to make threats for either of you at disadvantage. You are
Watch
the
party.
only person who stands in the way of me and the Third Reich.
British traitor.
What do they want with a painting, anyhow?
Oh no, there was a
The
really
worst
weird
painting I've ever
dialogue in
seen.
this. Oh, I don't know how you're gonna. I don't know what you're gonna think of that.
Simple minded.
It's an explanation,
This
but it's such a
painting may be
bizarre
terrible, Mr.
explanation.
Carlin, but it is most remarkable. His properties are like none other. Properties that intrigue the Führer himself.
Hitler!
This is it? A politician betraying his own king and country? What's it all for, Alex?
This is the explanation. Here we go.
Oh, would you believe I was a soldier once, Mr. Carlin?
Of course I do. After all, MI6 are very resourceful. They've been keeping tabs on you know, for a while.
Oh yes. MI6. A rather suspicious lot, aren't they? But yes, I was a soldier, and much like you, my friend, I stood for king and country. That is, until I came back after the First World War ended. You see, before I left to fight in the war to end all wars, I was much in love with the most gracious and beautiful person I had ever met.
Oh, it's usually this, isn't it?
Day
It's usually the love explanation.
I would get to see her beautiful face again. From the start.
Nowadays boys just wouldn't say face. I would, but they would just say tits or something. Oh,
Find my wife dead.
men.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
Not to, by a German. Oh no. The man was British. Turns out my wife was a whore. She had been seeing a lad no more than 16 at most, whilst I had been away. One night,
Whoa.
they decided to play one of their games. Game of death and desires. The boy wondered what it would be like to give pleasure to a woman with a loaded pistol, making the very anxiety of death itself pleasurable. The boy had other
I kind of
plans.
like that idea though. It's
He
fucked,
wanted
but
to
it's
fight
quite.
another person.
Yeah.
He
I think that'd be
wondered
quite a good horror
if he
short
pulled the
story,
trigger.
actually. I mean, it's kind of
Could he
erotic,
pull her
but it's
brains
like
out,
it's quite
or would it
grim.
just shoot
Yeah.
her insides?
I might write that now.
The result,
Do it.
I killed him, of course, but my wife, I just stared down at that whore in her own blood, wishing I killed her myself.
I should
He had betrayed.
I need a counter for my series where it's just like, how many times is Danny going to use the word whore? Let's see. And everyone's just like, oh my god, Danny is slut shaming. I'm like, but I'm not. Everyone else is slut shaming.
You betrayed your own country over petty domestic issues. You know, for a traitor, I thought you had a master plan of sorts. But no, you're just pathetic. You won't get away with this, you know.
Oh, I think I have it, Mr. Carlin. Now I will be welcomed into God's heaven.
Well, the end of the episode.
Instead of facing your crimes, you took the
It's
coward's
been
way
fun.
out. Bastard.
I love that word bastard so much. Such a British word. But then I am British.
You have done well, my boy. You have retrieved the painting. Just a shame that Alex Neiman can be.
There's a really cool reference you'll probably
Thank you, sir. So,
appreciate in this
May I
scene.
ask something, sir?
Considering you have just prevented a catastrophe, Mr. Carlin. Ask away.
Well, it's just this painting. What's so special about it?
Ah, curious, I see.
It's just a photo of a man.
It's a gateway to another time, another realm, if you will. But it was meant to be securely locked away. But at last, it seems it wasn't hidden well. Oh well, I'm sure the Torchwood Institute.
There you go.
to do with it. Any other
The
questions?
Torchwood Institute.
Torchwood reference.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually.
There's actually
You
another
see,
reference
it's
in
about my
there,
sister,
but I
Maria.
don't think you'll get it because there's a reference to the expanded media for Doctor Who. Like,
Are we?
a companion from a Doctor Who
Of course
audio
I am.
drama, and I was just like,
This war
ooh, we're going to mention
full
her in
of
this scene.
traitors and infiltrators. Not a day goes by
Because,
that I don't worry about my family. Especially after the death of my
yeah.
father on the front lines just over a
Basically,
month
there was a
back.
companion in the audios that worked at Bletchley
I
Park
see.
during the war,
Well,
and I mentioned
you'll be
this.
pleased to know, Mr. Carlin. I have
Yeah.
in fact received information from the Women's Royal Naval Service in Bletchley Park. Leading Ren Constance Clark.
Constance
has
Clark, that's her
informed
name.
me there's No need to worry. She's perfectly safe and amongst friends.
Oh, thank God.
Also, just for those interested, the whole sister thing will be brought up again in later in the series, so there's exciting stuff coming. I've already showed Kat the idea
you,
we
sir.
came up with, so she already knows what I'm talking about.
Here's the
Yep.
report you requested, Mr. Menzies.
Someone actually asked me who was that. Someone asked me who was that, and actually, I think
No, thank you, sir.
I came up with a pseudonym for this character because actually I couldn't get anyone to voice this character at the time because, you know, I didn't really know anyone, like female voice actors
The
who were
report,
willing
sir?
to
Yeah.
voice that for me. And I was just like, I've got to do it, haven't I? Does it sound like a girl though? Hope it does.
Yeah.
That way I won't. That way I only mean I've just exposed myself. So
Appeared out of nowhere like a phantom, and for some reason Hitler seems to be very interested.
this is very British accent, isn't it?
And so
It's very old British.
I see, and I'm guessing you're stationing someone over there to discover what's going on.
You could say that.
This character here, I can't remember what his name was.
Well, may I ask
I'm
who,
useless.
if I'm not intruding,
But
sir?
the character Daniel Collins talking to is actually an actual historical figure.
Me?
So it's an actual
But,
person who
sir,
worked at MI6.
I may be a spy,
Oh,
but
that's cool.
I'm not a very
Yeah.
good one at that.
Yeah,
Oh, mister.
it's like these things you've got to actually look into when you write historicals like
You
this.
have proven you were just right.
Yeah.
Because if you just make some random characters just like they didn't exist, did they? When someone else that was like that literally existed, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It's different if you do it like a modern day. You can do whatever you want, but historically you can't.
Yeah.
And perhaps, just
Yeah.
perhaps, we might find a way to end this war for good.
There you go. It's very pretty, this title sequence.
It is.
I think when I was talking to the person who made this, which is Tin Dog, he was credited. We was talking about something quite more darker for the intro, but we wanted it towards like kind of classic Who-esque. So something that's
Yeah.
closer to the old series.
Yeah.
And actually, I like this logo here. It was actually based off an idea I had, and he kind of just did his own thing with it. So
Yeah.
I can actually barely hear myself in this title sequence. At least you can hear me. Otherwise it'd be tragic. So
Yeah.
Oh, it's the South Pole again. I love the South Pole.
I'm back.
Stop this.
The repeat of the
I
cliffhanger.
can't. It's in
They
my
don't do this in the
programming,
new
Doctor.
series, do they?
Now you either help me
No.
or Dr.
Because in the
Adler and
classic
his little
series,
friend
every
die.
time an episode concluded
After
and the
all,
next
I
episode would
am
roll
the
around, they
Doctor.
always repeated the
So
ending of the
which
previous
will it
episode.
be?
Yeah.
Time, Lord.
No, I don't think they did that much.
Wow, you told him.
No.
Dr. Adel, wait.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. That's
It's
nasty.
falling apart, isn't it? Oh, what joke. Another Nazi exhibition of miserable failure. What a surprise.
Wow, you're just taking a piss at the Nazis like that, aren't you?
Struck a nerve, have I? No, it isn't a joke, is it? You lot, you miserable
I wonder if this is Daniel talking,
All
it's
of
me
us
talking about my
Europe
views on the
is
war.
done. He obeys every willing command like gullible sheep.
I mean, it's kind of true, but...
He has made our nation great, and soon he will bring us gift for the rest of the
Savior? Gift? Don't make me laugh. The savior.
I do think as a writer you can sort of tell when the actual character's talking or when the writer's talking.
You wrapped gifts with bows
Yeah.
and weapons of mass destruction.
I mean, it's like with the
Everything that-
Gareth Roberts episode, you can tell it's actually the writer who's talking because of the more transphobic comments that are made in those episodes, which we don't like.
Yeah.
insolence, yet
Yeah.
get killed too. Yes, everyone checks on you, Daniel, Caroline, and you too are free from the guilt of death.
That was different.
Oh, is it now? Please, tell me how is it so different?
To the people I have killed, threatened to destroy others, and in turn I killed them to protect the innocent. Unlike you, I don't do it from just a simple order.
I think that's like the cruelty of any war though, because you are forced to kill people in order to save other
No
people.
matter how good or bad they are.
It's,
Killing someone is a
it's
terrible-
difficult decision, and he even speaks about it like that. He doesn't like it, but he
Yeah.
has to.
Any of my questions?
Whatever.
Go to hell.
Now, no need to speak like that. I see. I have no other choice if I'm to make.
The problem with doing sirens like this, it can get on your head in, but at the same time you got to do it.
Yeah.
It's because naturally sirens do get on people's headings. It's like the fire alarm, you know, when they used to do those tests where they still do tests at
Yeah.
schools. Oh, a knife! Oh wow, this is getting edgy quick.
Sarge,
Uh-oh.
these beasts, they're invincible. As soon as we knock one down, it starts clambering back up again, as if death has no consequence for them.
Keep fighting, Hoffman! Everything dies sooner or later.
Very Nazi thing to
Schmidt
say.
said you had a friend.
Yeah, a lad known as Daniel Carlin. He's been working as my nurse this past month.
I can,
Yeah.
when the doctor
As you may have
mispronounces
guessed,
his
however,
name,
he
I'm
is
just
in
going to
book.
say, oh, she's going through,
A spy.
because of the regeneration quest she's going through, she can't say certain things properly. Easy fixed.
Your speech is muddled.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wow, what's he doing in here? Oh, this is actually quite grim. Oh god!
It's over.
Officer Ablad!
It's over, Officer Abelard. This exhibition is finished, and you know it. Can't you hear it out there? That's the cries. The cries of your men screaming as their bodies are being ripped apart like wet tissue paper. And
Grim.
what are you doing? Torturing a boy whilst your men
Graphic.
die out there.
Whoa, he's just a
How does
boy to you,
Officer
Doctor?
argue to betray your men?
It's just a boy? I mean, I suppose he is, because he's like thousands of years old at this point.
Commanding officer.
Commanding officer. Then start acting like one.
Oh, she's asserting her dominance.
I'm your first knight. Hello, I'm the doctor. And this is what I propose you do, officer. Bring in your men and put this place on lockdown.
And why should I take commands from a woman?
Because if you don't, then I will make sure that when you return home, you will be disgraced with dishonor. Do you understand me?
Sergeant Muller, all personnel to retreat back into base self immediately. Lockdown procedures must be executed at once.
Right in the way, sir. Retreat! Retreat!
All the windows are closing now. Oh, it's lockdown.
Has been
Oh no.
Suppose we do.
Oh, and when was this written? Oh, it was in lockdown.
the spy letter taking over base operations.
What? You live in America,
Well,
don't you?
Officer Abel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us your orders.
Did you
But
did you
before
lot
you
go
do
into a kind of
consider this,
lockdown?
If you
Or was
wanna
it like
get
a
out of this
personal kind of
alive,
lockdown
then
kind
I
of thing?
suggest you listen
Isolation.
To what I have to say.
Yeah.
Give me and my friends here alive.
Because I know they weren't taking it too seriously, were they? But obviously you had a certain president back then.
Yeah, America
So
doesn't take
you're
anything
all
seriously.
left to fend for
Yeah.
yourselves. Now is that understood?
Very well, Doctor. You are a most challenging woman.
I think he
I'll
likes
try
it.
and make your game. I'm going to make sure the pain you feel will be the most excruciating you've ever felt. Understood?
Oh.
Understood.
Oh.
I have a plan.
What is wrong with me? This is just the brain of a man. I'm sorry. That's like. Oh, he's hypnotizing him now.
Very calm, aren't you? Very, very calm. Don't worry. Don't worry. You will see your mother. I'll make certain of that. And when you do, nothing on this planet can stop us. For the children of winter will come together at the might of Barissa herself, and not even the doctor can stop her.
Now, as you may all know, we are facing a threat like none other than we've ever faced before. Our very comrades, our defenseless friends have turned us with their...
Oh, and I'm gonna accept the fact that a woman's totally dominating over me. So, don't listen to me anymore.
Professor Smith. Yes.
I think that's one of the things I do like about this story, where the Doctor literally takes charge, even in front of the Nazis. She does not give a shit.
Yeah. She'll tell it as it is.
Yeah. And also, like, the fact, like, even though they're Nazis, she still wants to save them, because they could potentially
Yeah.
become good people in the end, even after all the bad things they've done.
Dr. Adam.
But sir, this is most outrageous. We can't work with these venomins.
Wow. Proper Nazi thing to say, though, isn't it, really? Because they did say that kind of crap.
We need to put our differences aside. The doctor here has come up with a plan that could end this. Doctor?
Thank you, Officer Abelard.
Well, at least he didn't compliment her, that'd be out of character.
Much to my dismay that I'm paying as well, but I'm not just gonna stand around whilst people die all around me. I've had enough of that as of late. And I also believe.
Oh, I wonder how the episode concludes. Spoilers.
You will one day look back and be disgusted by the very actions you have caused to make.
I'm
this
only
world
spoiling
a
it for you,
darker
though, so
place.
you know.
But enough
I've
of
ruined
that.
it for you, really.
Yes.
Sorry.
We have a traitor, Professor Schmidt. He has
I'm not ruining it for
only
the viewer,
betrayed
because I
you
don't
all,
see why
but he has
anyone
been
would watch the commentary
manipulating
before
events behind your
watching the
backs
actual
ever
episode on
since
its
this
own.
exhibition began.
Yeah.
You all have followed his orders blindly, and now people are dying. I had hoped to stop this much earlier, but believe me, it isn't too late. We're facing a great evil, not just Professor Schmidt or the zombies, but something he's after, something in the very ice underneath us all. I suspect our professor crash-landed on this planet, trying to find her. And now after centuries
Wow, he's really
of doing
desperate for
so,
love, isn't he?
he's finally recovering his majesty.
Finding who exactly?
And then it turns out she's a
The
yandere.
dawn is glorious. We need to find her before he does, because if he releases her power into this world, then it will not just be the end of your miserable lives, but the end of the human race itself. Now.
It's always
Who's
dramatic,
with me?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, then this is what I propose we do.
An absolutely remarkable woman, wouldn't you agree?
Daniel Francis confirmed.
Oh, I do. A truly magnificent woman. I never thought I'd see the day a woman would rally up the Nazis.
You just got a thing for her, haven't you, mate? It's like as soon as the girl enters the base, it's just like, oh. It's a
seems to be out of use.
The thing is, though, there's actually people that act like that nowadays, and they're just like,
Yeah,
but
that's
why?
good, aren't you? Daniel Carlin? A bit young, aren't we, for doing espionage work?
Don't be
I
ageist.
am, after all, still rather young, don't I?
Well then, nice to meet you. I'm the Doctor. And to answer your question, I'm working on a transcendental remote control. With this, I can transmit a signal over to my TARDIS, and fingers crossed, she should be able to come to me.
I hope this made sense.
But I need the key.
It probably did make sense, but I do
Isn't it
overthink these
obvious?
explanations sometimes.
TARDIS stands for time
Yeah.
and relative dimensions in space. But to put it simply, a time machine.
A time machine?
I misheard that. I thought he
Is
said
it
Prime
still
Machine.
So hard to imagine, even
That
after
makes
all
me
that's
think of the
happened
Prime
today so
computer
far?
adverts they did with Doctor
Of
Who.
course it is.
I'm going to show you those later, actually. Those were quite, they were interesting.
Ah, H.G. Wells. An insufferable young man, but soon
Lovely
he grew up to be a
Doctor.
man of...
Actually, no, that is a reference
I
to a
guess you
Doctor Who
understand
story that
the
had
reason
H.G.
for the
Wells, and they
time
literally
travel.
got the most insufferable person to play him.
Not
In, like,
Yeah.
a really old story that's just like...
Turn the clock back and
And I was
forward
just
when
like,
you
well,
want.
I'm going to take the mickey out of that now. Let's do
Oh,
it!
Daniel. You're a smart boy, but there is a lot you still need
This
to learn.
Doctor's so
Fine,
cheeky.
if you don't believe me.
She is.
How about I show you?
You can tell that's me, though, who's doing the cheekiness. Because literally, I was always
finished.
known as the cheeky person in my class.
Do you have
Yeah.
the key
And
on
then
your
it's
phone?
like...
This doc?
It works.
Yes, thank
I
you.
remember-
Now, if
I remember when I
attach
showed my
the
friend
key
this,
onto
the-
remote, I should be
He
able to
was
set a
like,
series of
oh,
coordinates
Danny's
in
using the I Am the
electrical
Doctor
circuits,
theme.
and hopefully
The most overused
hopefully
theme in the show.
she'll arrive at our present
It,
location.
it works in
Just
this
like
instance,
so.
but I'm never going to use it again. I'm not a fan of the TARDIS interior we used for this episode, to be honest,
It's,
but it did its job.
Police box?
Yeah.
Yes, but no. Daniel Carlin, I would like to introduce you to my
I need to get those
oldest friend.
specs back, because I haven't used them since.
Here's that.
Oh, this is one of my favourite scenes, actually.
Hey, what? Exactly. Silence. And I'm not so sure that's a good thing.
Oh, something fell out there.
I don't know. Take a look if it's that professor guy.
Oh, come on, have you seen all those horror movies, mate? Oh, wait, it's the 1940s. Of course not.
They don't exist yet.
You're too busy killing You're already too busy killing each other to watch the Bugs Bunny. I mean, if you actually look it up, Big Chungus was around when Hitler was alive.
Oh, Big Chungus.
So Hitler could have seen Big Chungus. Oh, that's nasty.
Oh no. Oh,
Excellent work,
graphic.
Exley. Now let's get to work. Now let's see.
I will admit, with this series, I wanted to kind of push the boundaries and
Now
like
you're
gore and
in
what
Exile,
stories
you
can
shall be
do.
united with your
Yeah.
brothers.
I think there is sometimes when I'm just like, right, yeah, I want to do that, but we gotta remember this is
You know what you
YouTube.
must do.
Yeah.
Children
I mean-
must show these mortals
It's
the
like,
might of Boris.
I have an idea for a future episode, but it's, it makes sense, but will I get away with it?
I was rather hoping Axel would be out of the professor's control. I think it's time we ended this. I had a feeling Professor Schmidt would try something like this, but I was hoping to prevent more bloodshed. Hopefully he and his friends out there will be too occupied fighting Nazis to notice us slipping away. But what he doesn't know is that I have given them an advantage.
An advantage?
Yes, but no time to explain now. We've got to slip away as quickly as possible. Coming, Dr. Adel?
I should have chose a better name than Adel.
TARDIS. That's my
Adel.
ship, if it makes any easier for you to
At least it
comprehend.
isn't an anagram for something else. At least I think at least it's that bad.
I would love to. But I must attend to my men. Make sure they don't come to any harm.
Very good. You're a brave man, Doctor.
And you're a brave woman, Doctor. A brave woman indeed. Oh, and before I go, Officer Ablad's men have prepared the canisters, and those beasts are going to get quite the surprise.
Canisters?
Yes, grenades, but grenades filled with knockout gas. Come on.
Oh, hello.
Hello there.
Professor. What a surprise. Oh, I must say, you don't look well now, do you?
Enough pleasantries, Doctor. I had anticipated you would attempt something.
I don't
like
mind
this,
that little hiccup because it kind of
trying to
feels like he's
slip away into
malfunctioned a
your
bit.
studies, was I?
Yeah.
Was occupied?
Oh, the
no,
Titan.
Doctor, you miscalculated. And now you're going to take me to Her Majesty. Otherwise, this my boy dies.
I'd rather die before helping a two-faced prick like you.
How many times has he said this? He loves that, doesn't he? Two-faced prick.
Way before its
Two-faced prick.
time. I'm sure you would, but I don't think the Doctor here would agree with you.
He's right, I don't. There's been enough bloodshed today. Come on in.
To be honest, I'm not the only one who would do that, because like the amount of like writers that like reuse phrases in their stories, and they go back and look at it and they're just like, we reused
Yes,
that.
she has. The poor thing risked her own life to get me here. Shows the urgency, don't you think?
Many people have risked their lives for you, haven't they, Doctor? What was your...
Yeah, I mean series 4 showed that, didn't it? The whole flashback
Oh, yeah,
scene, if you remember.
Yeah, when everyone.
Yeah.
Little thing too. But she
Lots and lots of people.
I mean that finale kind of sucked, but we're not going to go that far, are we?
We won't talk about that.
No, because I'm afraid I might get controversial.
Rachel!
Rip.
Aww. Aww.
Don't you talk to me about her.
Aww.
Yes, let's not. We're wasting valuable time. Take me to my Majesty, Doctor.
I don't think I can do that right now, Professor.
Do it, Doctor, or the boy dies.
Doc, I don't know who this bloody Boreas woman is and what they can do, but I know you mustn't take him to her.
Imagine if I haven't been recording this entire time. Oh no, I have. That's good.
Oh, that'd be tragic.
Oh. I've done that sort of thing before, and it's just...
Ooh.
I want to cry.
You're still so weak.
Oh.
Regeneration's like a lottery, isn't it?
Put some clothes on, please.
So indecent.
Lovely. More Revelation of Daleks music. I love that story too much.
Mhm.
Where are we?
At least there's appreciation.
One that hasn't been
Yeah.
discovered for centuries. If I am right, Boreas crashed to this planet over a millennium ago. Buried in ice, lost.
But are you alright, Doctor? That regenerative energy thing, whatever the professor called it, seems to have weakened you so.
Yes, I'm fine.
I will say one thing about this story, and I don't know if the people who've watched the episode have noticed this. I kind of left the whole like alternative timeline thing kind of open-ended, as it were, so you don't really know what fully of how it works or how it happened, kind of thing, or what happened during it. So there's definitely like I could kind of return to it in a way if I wanted to. So there's the opportunity.
It's more about the stuff. What is it?
That, Daniel, is ink.
Ink?
Yes,
That
it
was a
must
pain
have
in the
been
arse to
something
do
you
because
did.
shaders, when you do like resource packs, you have to manipulate the settings on shaders if you want like the textures to change in that regard. So
My word.
I wish this was a little bit more like exciting little crash site, but it's like
I'm rather
at the same
afraid it
time
is.
I had to build this
That
around like
Daniel
a nice cabin that I had
is what you
downloaded.
Earthlings call a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yes. Her Majesty's palace.
Yes!
Easy doors, or your friend.
He's
will
a
get
good villain, though.
nasty
I'll give
shock.
him that. He's a
He
good
is, he
actor.
is. Yeah, he's doing
You really
great.
need to stop waving that weapon of yours around. It makes me nervous.
Precisely why I am doing so. Open it. Ladies first.
Of course he did pull that one, didn't he?
Please, Mr. Collins.
How do you feel about the whole ladies first thing, by the way? I'm curious.
I have no opinion on it.
No, I don't.
Really?
I don't really.
Lord.
I don't really think much of it.
Giant squid.
I just think,
Yeah.
you know, first come, first serve. You know.
Attached to its tentacles.
Yeah. You're there first. You're there first.
Your capacity for understanding is limited. It may look like a squid, but in actuality, it's greatness herself. Those
But it's a
tentacles
squid!
you call Colin are attached to those.
Why you get so
tentacles
horny of a
wired
squid?
Because her Nancy is inking out substance.
Like, I don't know what kind of
out
thing you're into, but I'm not into that Japanese shit, am I?
Give it to yourself.
The thing is, I kind of wished I was able to make those squid more exciting to look at, but like,
the goddess Borissa!
first story since coming back from doing the
You won't get
prequel
away
stuff,
with this,
so
Professor.
Yeah.
which I will do a commentary on someday, guys. So don't worry. But
Oh,
at the minute, I'm just it's just I don't think I want to be in pain yet, essentially. Because I have seen bits of it since, and I'm just like, I wonder who voiced that squid.
My dear Borissa, it is I, your savior. I have traveled across the timelines to free you from your eternal imprisonment. Now you are free to show this world the will of Borissa.
I have been trapped for so long. My ship crashed.
Originally, I was Jason to do this role actually, but because of the voice I wanted, it would have been well harsh to do, and I admit when I did it, I felt like my throat had been assaulted.
I must be free
Which
from this
which if you want to make any joke about that, feel free, but I'm not.
Hey now. Hello, I'm the Doctor, and I might just be able to help.
Doctor, I sense. No, you're not human, are you? No, you're a Time Lord.
Indeed I am, Your Majesty, but please do accept my offer.
Very well. Your TARDIS along with the Earth shall be mine. But I must be first reunited with my children!
I like this like godlike music. It gives a presence to what we're actually facing here, I think.
Yeah.
So Boreas.
I don't like him. I don't
you
like
already
Kevin
shared your
Lloyd
disease
usually,
and
but he's got some
control
great
of the South
stuff.
Pole. And soon it will spread. Where should we go next? Egypt? The Netherlands?
My
What a
children
bizarre
are
place
the
to go to the
Doctor.
Netherlands.
My children! Take me to my children!
Or,
Kiddos.
I know, how about this?
She's a really desperate mother who's just lost her children. Let's be honest, this one. Oh, the time vortex.
Ooh.
You have betrayed me, Time Lord!
Doctor!
Oh.
Shut those doors, otherwise...
I think this is quite a defining moment for this Doctor
I
because
disabled the use of
it
firearms
shows
in
that
my
if you
ship.
push her
Now
too
no
far,
one,
she will go
not
too
even
far.
You can be harmed.
Yeah.
Doctor, you will die for this!
Oh, there we go.
You killed her!
Yes, I have. Now the future you have come from will cease to ever have existed. And if that doesn't exist, then you don't exist. Goodbye, Professor Schmidt.
And also, this was the only logical thing that could happen in terms of defeat for this character. Because now she's dead, the whole timeline's been changed, and then
Yeah.
he's gone.
What happened?
By destroying Boreas, the future that the Professor came from, it ceases to exist.
I'm actually
Of
quite
course, it
impressed
still
with this story
exists in
overall.
an
There's some things I would
alternate reality.
change, but
For every
at the same
decision a man
time,
commits creates several
Really
possible
good story.
timelines. And perhaps in one of those timelines, I have failed. But thankfully we didn't.
My writing's just technobabble. But I actually quite like the technobabble. It's not bad technobabble, I don't think.
Welcome
No,
back,
it's not. It's really good.
Let's see how our
Because
friends are doing.
have you listened to really bad technobabble? It's just so like
Like, where are you going?
you just want to sleep. Lovely. Well, that's what they deserve.
Yeah.
Oh, at least he died. That's good. Oh, they're all on top of each other. That's nice.
Aw.
Oh no. Oh, this was horrible to do.
What happened?
Aw.
Oh.
Stand back, Daniel. He's infected.
When I was editing this, I actually felt quite emotional because because after editing it so long, I became quite attached to that character, and I just killed him off.
The infection's connection was cut when Boreas died. That ink was a kind of wireless connection, if you will. A connection that can destroy what it means to be human, and leave its victims in utter control of its master.
Oh, what happened to you, Dr. Adel?
They were too strong. They tore my legs to pieces. But they pumped me with their filth. It coursed through me. Loss of blood won't last long. You're wrong, Doctor. The gas. It didn't stop them. In fact, they adapted to it.
They adapted to the gas.
I'm sorry I failed you.
Oh, that's hard.
Aww.
That is a really hard line, actually.
Aww. Aww.
Oh god.
No.
I hate my god sometimes. It
Doctor,
just goes
I'm
through the
sorry.
blocks.
I'm sorry for failing you. Come on, Daniel. It's time we're off.
4 years later, there we go. Do do do. Big Ben, hate that bell. The thing is, as a British person, I just hate the most British things, like tea and crumpets. Would you like some cucumber sandwiches? It is your Majesty the Queen. Do you know what this is? Here.
No.
This is Winston Churchill. I took like the VA Day announcement.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Was this on YouTube? The thing is, though, I kind of feel like I want to do a story with Winston Churchill on it because I kind of want to let people know he's actually a bit of a dickhead, because he was.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the whole thing with Winston Churchill, he was a racist. He just managed to save us from worse racist.
Yeah.
If anything, so. The Soviet High Command. And Stalin went to kill him even more. Lovely. Oh, he killed even more than Hitler. Oh, yeah, that makes it even worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He didn't just kill more people, he killed even more than Hitler.
Yikes.
Which is, you know, it's a lot to do because, you know, obviously he had the Holocaust and everything. You know, you thought Hitler had more kills on him, but no, Stalin did apparently.
Mhm.
It's over.
I'm always surprised when there used to be like a king back in the day because I'm just so used to there being the queen.
Yeah.
We've had like a queen since like the 50s and 60s and it's the same one. She's like almost 100 years old. So, she's still going.
Yep.
Oh, she's come back for him. This is a slightly different exterior actually.
Doctor, have you heard it? It's over. It's all over.
Indeed, I have. Congratulations.
What do you think of the
Daniel.
Doctor's outfit, though?
I've been following up on your work.
I like
Daniel.
it.
Impressive
What do you
stuff.
think of the flower added to it as well?
It's cute. I like the flower.
Yeah. The reason I did that is because back in the day they had like pin badges for the Doctors.
Yeah.
I not all of them, but some of them did. Like the fourth Doctor had
Yes.
like a sort of
I'm afraid they
paint
will.
palette kind of
But
thing.
the future isn't all
Yeah.
dark.
And then the fifth
It
Doctor had
will
the
get better, you know.
stick of celery on his lapel.
Yeah.
For now,
The
though,
stick of celery, fucking
we will
hell.
celebrate this day in triumph.
At least it was
As a
explained in the final
species,
story
you
that
and
era.
Lot have fought well against
Where he's just got a random stick
the
of
evil
celery
has
on
plagued
him.
this world for too long, and now it's all over.
And then the sixth Doctor had
Not
all
a
the
lot of
cat
species
badges
can
and he
do that,
changed
you
it
know.
every episode, the
That's what
actor,
makes the human race
Yeah.
unique.
which was quite
Yeah.
cute.
Thank you. So what now?
Apparently he has a
I
whole
don't think
collection
you
of them
came
as well,
straight
the
from
actor.
celebrations.
Like all these collection of
Yeah.
cat
No,
badges.
I haven't. But I have come to show you something.
The click. I like that. It
Have a
worked
look.
really well in that Vash Narada 2-part, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, this is when I revealed the TARDIS the first time to everyone. And I wanted it to be
Thank
quite
you.
big. Yeah.
Ow.
I built this all myself, so
Ow, it's impressive.
I wish I could do more with the bottom, but it's just like if you do like too much, it's just gonna come all cluttered. So it's just like
Yeah.
wow, I made the TARDIS sexy. How about that?
She's hot.
What do you think of all those TARDIS dresses you could get? Because me and my friend were talking about it recently, and it was
I
just
actually
like,
own one.
oh, do you?
How long is it?
I do.
Oh, a few days?
I see.
I think there's some really nice ones out there, but you get some really horrible ones.
It would've
Yeah.
died no matter what
Yeah.
you would've done. Life is like that, you know?
Oh, she's still not coping well with
Yes.
what happened.
But no matter how bad or good they were, Daniel, I wanted to save someone. Just someone. And maybe I could make a difference in their lives. Show them the fault in their ways.
I know, but it doesn't do any good looking back on the past, thinking what you could have done to prevent past mistakes. Besides, you saved me.
I came from that future, you know. The one that could have been if Professor Schmidt and Boreas had won.
But they didn't.
I know, but I lost a dear friend of mine there. She was beautiful, smart, joyful.
Is this Rachel?
Rachel will be mentioned
Yes.
again in the series, guys.
She
Don't
was
worry, I haven't forgotten about her.
Shot down by a mad woman during my
Rachel's
escape.
never forgotten.
I would do anything
Because
to save
there's
her.
literally like a
But I
Doctor Who
know if
story
I do
where in the
that,
old series,
I
like a
might
companion
start
dies,
this
and next
sorry
episode
business
is
all
like,
over again.
oh well, we mustn't cry unnecessarily. I'm like,
Who?
wow, how can you
Yeah.
say that?
He died a few years ago. He was a
Yikes.
soldier fighting on the front lines. He was captured and tortured by the Germans until he died.
Oh, the dad. Oh,
When I got the telegram,
Oh.
there's a
my
lot more
eyes
coming up about the
out.
whole dad thing and
He
that,
was
which is
expecting
quite
a
interesting.
secret agent, I
Hopefully
know.
it's interesting anyway, but
Father, he's the kindest man I'd ever known. So soft, so gentle.
I'm sorry. Your father sounds like an incredible
don't laugh,
man.
Daddy.
He was.
We're not going there.
As you say, no looking back on the past.
Oh.
Now we look toward the future. How about I take you on a trip?
Well, my sister's coming down later, and
Come on, just this once. Yeah, we've got things to
That's
do,
your fault.
But it will be the trip of a lifetime.
No one can blame
I
me for
can
that
get you
one.
Back in time for tea.
go on then.
Fantastic. I think I'll show you the future.
The future it is.
Oh, and Daniel,
Yes.
welcome aboard.
Oh, what happens? What? Oh, that's the end of that story. I was so relieved when I got that story finished. I was like, I can finally move on. There's a next time trailer at the end of this as well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the best X-Time trailer, but it's something, you know. Little tease.
Yeah. Great episode.
Thank you. don't worry, the next episode has you. So well, not the next episode, but the next story has you.
Yeah.
So I do apologise if you cringe, because I know it's like. Oh, there's kissing in the next episode. I forgot about that. Oh, she dies in the bath. That's lovely, Danny. Great.